Alfred disappeared for 3 months. Refused to answer my calls or reply my messages. I later found out he had blacklisted me. On the last day of the 3rd month, I agreed to Cedric Miller's proposal after a second thought. Cedric thanked me sincerely with a smile in his wheelchair. "Miss Jones, it's my honor to take you as my wife. Never hesitate to tell me if you have any requests for the wedding. I'll do my best." On the wall was a huge ring in the ad. I suddenly remembered Alfred promised to give me a ring for each award he won because I was his lucky charm, as well as the most important person in his life. But he went back on his words. What was worse, after getting drunk, he whimpered while holding me, his tone apologetic. "Baby, our relationship can't go public for the moment. I'm really sorry." "It's okay. I can understand." My heart ached with disappointment. Not until then did I realize that letdown would badly harm a relationship. Love wouldn't vanish in an instant but would fade as disappointment collected until the point of no return was reached. I smiled back at Cedric gently. "I've no requests. Please feel free to share any thoughts you have about the wedding. I'll also do my best to satisfy you." After all, reciprocity mattered the most in the marriage of convenience. Cedric smiled. "Sure, I'll let you know if I have any. Hope we can work well together." Likewise. 3 days later, I finally saw Alfred's post on his Facebook. It was indeed sensational. "Love you for a lifetime at Vivian Westwood. Love you for a lifetime at Alfred Rodriguez." My eyes turned red. Not knowing how to describe my state of mind, I just felt relieved, as if a weight had been lifted from my chest. It was a win-win situation. We didn't owe each other anything. Right then, my secretary said Cedric had sent something over. I opened the box and saw an enormous diamond ring shining with dazzling colorful light. A card was found with it, reading ring number 1. I laughed out loud. My grief suddenly vanished. I took a good photo of the dazzling ring and posted it on my Facebook with the following words: "A perfect wedding ring." I received Alfred's phone call before long. Seeing that familiar number, I felt slightly dazed for a moment. He finally removed me from the blacklist. But I had lost the desire to answer his call. I blacklisted him at once. The ring stopped. Before long, my secretary stepped inside with uneasiness. "Miss Jones, you have a call from Mr. Rodriguez." She held the phone as if it burned. I still remember vividly how his agent answered my call coldly then. "Miss Jones, Alfred is too busy to date you now. Please don't call him unless it's necessary." That was why my feelings for him faded away. Did Alfred know all that? What would he say if he did? I recorded his agent's words and sent them to Alfred, wondering how he would react. Alfred didn't reply. Not until 3 days later did he call me, his tone excited. "Guess who I met today? Christian Will. I'm playing his son in a movie. Can you believe it? I get to co-star with Christian. Congratulations." He chattered nonstop. I grew more disappointed, barely listening. Finally, I couldn't help but ask, "Have you listened to what I sent you?" "Cecilia." He trailed off with a sense of guilt. "I see," I interrupted calmly. Disappointed to the extreme, I chose to swallow my grief without a complaint. She got me this big opportunity. I can't. All right. To win such a chance at the sacrifice of me. It was understandable. I guess he would also understand me now. I said to my secretary, "Tell him I'm busy and don't call me unless it's necessary." My secretary nodded understandingly, her eyes glittering with secret pleasure. I suddenly realized that others probably had known much earlier that Alfred and I would never work out. Yet, the two of us in the middle of this failed to see the truth. My phone rang again. It was an unknown number. As soon as I picked it up, there came Alfred's condescending voice. "Delete that post. Don't even think about forcing me to marry you in this way. I've just got my reputation and announced a relationship. I can't marry you now." He should have shut up. Because whatever he said merely displeased me. I interrupted, my tone peaceful enough. "Mr. Rodriguez, I'm marrying someone else. Come to my wedding party if you're free." "What do you mean?" "Humph. I hang up. Why did I lose the desire to talk to him? Perhaps it was because I always had to stay at home alone for always. Maybe it was for the reason that I had to work overtime day and night at the business center while he was enjoying himself at parties. Perhaps it was because he kept letting me down by going back on his words again and again. Or he didn't notice that I didn't even put on makeup on our last date. He only told me we could meet for 5 minutes before he was leaving for the film site. 5 minutes. Even not enough time for a passionate kiss. Let's break up, I said. Be sensible. You know I'm busy and have to build hype in cooperation with my agency. It's so hard to spare 5 minutes for you. I couldn't help but laugh. Should I thank you for that? He got angry, Cecilia. His agent reminded him that time was up. Alfred turned to me sternly after taking a deep breath. Go reflect on your conduct. He rushed off furtively in case someone noticed him. See? 5 minutes wasn't even long enough for a proper fight. I waited patiently for the extravagant meal I had ordered. It took me over an hour to finish eating. On the internet, I happened to find a video of Alfred and Vivian sharing a bowl of noodles while fooling around. Their noodle date lasted 12 minutes. One only wanted to spend time with his loved one. I told myself lying in bed that night, everything is over. If he sincerely explains within the next 3 months, I'll give him another chance. Otherwise, we're done for good. 3 months had passed. I didn't receive a single call from him. I moved out and texted him to get his stuff, but didn't hear back. Perhaps he didn't want that cheap stuff anymore. A superstar like him should wear haute couture instead. And a nobody like me was no longer worthy of his love. Otherwise, how could he speak to me with such arrogance as if I were his maid? I hung up and blacklisted him again. News of his dating Vivian hit the headlines. Some threatened to stop giving support to him. Those who shipped a couple rejoiced. Some combed their interactions for evidence that they'd been together much earlier. Others thought it was hype for their new drama. My life went on peacefully as their romance caused a sensation on the internet. Everything fell silent in a CBD building. My dad called me when I was engrossed with work. Why haven't you returned for dinner this late? Do I have to invite you in person? Can't you wait to tout your nobility to me just because you're hooking up with Cedric? I took a deep breath and said gently, I've got caught up with work and lost track of time. I'm so hungry and heading back now. My dad hung up without even saying goodbye. I rushed through dinner after getting home and went to see Dad in his study. After all these years, he was still as cold to me as he used to be when I left home 10 years ago. Your sister will take over the partnership with the Miller family. Do the handover as soon as possible. Why? I retorted calmly. Should have guessed all this would happen. Yet, I still couldn't accept it. Anger roared inside me. But I managed to hold it back. I wasn't 18 anymore. Cecilia at her 18 would have slammed the door and declared she wanted nothing more to do with this family after knowing that her half-sister would get all of the inheritance. But Cecilia at her 28 wouldn't do that. After suffering this much, I knew well how to get through such difficulties. My dad continued with a scoff, I don't trust you and Cedric. Who knows if you two will conspire against me or not? As I said before, I will leave all my assets to your sister, but you can collect dividends. I shouldn't have spoiled you too much lately and thus made you forget your place. My place. I almost forgot this perverted guy was my biological father. I took a deep breath with a bitter smile. As you wish, Dad, I called Cedric upon leaving the villa. My father ordered me to hand our partnership over to Crystal Keating. I'll leave the stage to you now. Cedric remained silent for a while. Got it. Don't worry. I've got it covered. How do you like the ring? It looks quite nice, I answered after a hesitation. We shouldn't have talked intimately. Business was business. To show my sincerity and cooperation, I bought Cedric a diamond cufflink worth $100,000. That same day, he posted a photo of that cufflink on his Facebook and tagged me. I love it, a perfect gift for our wedding day. Sure enough, his post caused a sensation. Though disabled, Cedric, as a business elite and top student who graduated from a prestigious university, was always popular among girls. And I hit the headline for the first time in my life, not as Alfred's girlfriend but as Cedric's fiancée. What an irony. The media tried to dig up everything about me, such as the school I used to attend, my diploma, my career, and the awards I had won. The only thing they didn't uncover was my dating Alfred in privacy for a decade. His agent warned me not to say anything that would harm Alfred's fame. I couldn't hold back the rage buried in my heart anymore. I give you guys two choices. Apologize to me. I'll save Alfred's face as long as he stays away from me for good. Otherwise, I'll reveal his true colors. You only have 3 minutes to think about it. The countdown begins. 3, 2. Right before the last minute, a message came through. I'm sorry, Miss Jones. Please forgive Alfred. You don't owe each other anything now. I promise he'll stay away from you for the rest of his life. May God bless you. I was speechless. This was none other than a provocation. I tagged Alfred on Facebook directly. Keep a hand on your agent. If I don't get a proper apology in 10 minutes, don't blame me for making what you did all these years public to your family.